Plaintiff, Susan Valentine, says after being married to the defendant for 18 years, she discovered he was having an affair with a prostitute who sold her body for drugs and money. Susan's suing her ex-husband for a dental bill. Defendant Patrick Grove says he desperately tried to work on his marriage with Susan, but after several failed attempts, he left to be with another woman who was a prostitute. Patrick insists he's been abiding by his child support order.
Tell me what's going on.
I married the Patrick when I was 18 and he was 20. We spent a good portion of our marriage going through hardships, raising children. Patrick had an alcohol problem that he lost a couple jobs, he wrecked his car, he went to jail several times, but...
You ever go to treatment?
No, he didn't.
Why?
He was court ordered to go to AA, and he did sometimes, but through my marriage vows, you stay with them and you do what you got to do, and that's what I did. It wasn't until, and I raised the children. I did everything with them, with the schools.
How many children?
We have 3.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the final straw come after 18 years of marriage when he didn't come home from work one night, and I ended up finding out that he had been having a year-long affair with a prostitute that sold her body for drugs and money.
What year was that?
That was in 2000, but I still took my marriage vows, and for 4 days, we talked and we said we're going to stay together for the children and do what we had to do. But 4 days later, my girlfriend found my vehicle on a street called Cokewood. I don't know the real name, but they call it Cokewood.
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 That's where all the cocaine is sold or something.
So I found the truck. I didn't know what house, so I just looked and I went eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And I picked one and I went up to it and I knocked on it and banged on the windows. They didn't answer. I told him he had 30 seconds to get out, or he had 8 busted windows and 4 flat tires. He came right out. Came right out.
What did you find to have been the case inside?
The girl never came out. Okay. But he was at his girl's house.
Same one, the prostitute?
Yes, same one. So I said, I'd see you at home. We were in the driveway. It's 1:30 in the morning. We're fighting and arguing. My 16-year-old son comes outside and says, Mom, it's the phone. And I'm like, well, who is it? He says it's Dad's girlfriend. So I was like, you know what, give me that phone. So I took the phone, I'm arguing with her. I'm arguing with the girl, and she's talking about he needs to make up his mind what he's gonna do. And I said, he's married and got 3 kids.
He's already made up his mind.
You know, what are you doing? And she said, well, I told him he needed to make up his mind, but I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna go get some chocolate cake. So I was like, okay, see ya. And I went up to him in the driveway and said, that's it, we're done. You can go. So I filed for divorce.
That was in 2000?
2000. Mm-hmm. I was officially divorced in 2001, sole custody of all the children, granted child support, alimony, the whole 9 yards. I spent the next 5 years struggling to keep my kids in the home that they had been in. I hadn't worked.
Was he paying the child support?
Not at first. He decided that gambling and this girl and partying and doing all that stuff was more important than his children.
What did the judge decide?
Well, after we went to court and all that was official, they ordered him to pay child support and alimony.
You're suing him about a dental bill today, but before we get to that, I'm going to allow him to give some background. Sir?
Well, you know, I started out in a dysfunctional family, which all I knew was alcohol and abuse of that. But anyway,
that's all your family was involved in?
Yes, it was all dysfunctional.
Was anybody positive in the household?
Excuse me?
Was it anyone positive in the household or the community or your family?
No. Well, anyway, sorry. Anyways, through the marriage.
Hold on, slow your roll. You're the one mentioned it, and when I delve into it, and you're talking about, well, anyway, skip it right by it. So let's not mention anything you don't really want to talk about, all right?
Yeah,
so that you don't have to tell me, oh, anyway, moving right along, because that's rude. Because it's kind of like, moving right along, Judge. Let's get off of that, Judge. Let's get on to the next. It's not how you talk to me. Wasn't anyone positive in the household or the community or your family?
No. Well, anyway, sorry.
sir. You the
Well,
one
anyways,
mentioned
through
it.
the marriage.
Hold on, slow your roll. You the one mentioned it, and when I delve into it, and you're talking about, well, anyway, skip it right by it. So let's not mention anything you don't really want to talk about, all right?
Plaintiff Susan Valentine says after being married to the defendant for 18 years, she discovered he was having a year-long affair with a prostitute.
What else you want me to know before we get to the dinner?
Okay, I had a major drinking problem, and throughout the course of that, I ended up in the court system. And I was introduced to the Alcoholics Anonymous program. Throughout the first 5 years, I was ordered to court slips, which I continued and got all that stuff done. But throughout time, I finally figured out I had the problem. But within
Who
all
do you
this,
think had the problem before that?
well, we could go through the school of hard knocks. I mean,
Now, no, but who, you say you finally figured out you had the problem.
I had the problem.
Who did you
yes.
think had it before that?
Huh?
Move right in.
Thank you. But anyway, there was a period of time I stayed sober for 8 to 10 years
That's
within
not true.
this marriage.
What
and
years were
I
those?
asked, and
What years were those?
between 96 to 2002, somewhere in there.
All right. You were sober.
Yes.
Okay. So these stories about you being with this prostitute for a year and her having to come to the drug-infested area to yank you out in the year of 2000, and is that true? Did that
Yes,
happen?
it was true.
You
I
were-
wasn't drinking and I wasn't using.
Okay.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I did fall back.
In 2000?
Between 2000, yeah, just before 2001.
Okay, because I just heard you say that from 96 to 2002 you were sober.
Right, but there was a period of time there. I can't tell you the exact dates.
Good enough. All right. What else you want me to know before we get to the
But
dinner?
okay, sorry. There was a period of time in this relationship that I had asked her if we could, because she had started drinking and going out. And,
That's not true.
And and I also found her in a bar being a little too friendly with the guys. And
not true
I
either.
did not say anything to her about it, but I continue to ask her for, we need to work this out. We need to work this out. We need to do something about this marriage. But between 8 to 10 months, I decided to just leave and go be with a different person.
The prostitute?
Yes, but she was getting sober also.
All right.
No, she never got sober. She's
Go ahead.
still.
And I wanted to
this day.
say one thing, Sarah. I have never been in a car accident in my life.
Where'd that come from?
She said, because she said I had wrecked a car.
Oh, okay.
He did wreck a car.
She said I had wrecked a car, and I've never
okay.
been in a car
We
accident.
had a 68 Pontiac Le Mans that he took out riding around, hot riding, and took out a fire hydrant in another parked car. So yes, he did.
Maybe he was
Yes, you
blacked
did.
out. If he was blacked out, he wouldn't remember.
Well, I'm sure he was plenty of times.
Well, my car was never damaged at all. And I just want to say I am been sober for 9 years now.
Oh, good.
And I still try to go to AA meetings and just try to be a better person. Our relationship with her, I have no relationship because I begin to realize when I talk to her, speak to her, and not about me and her, it's about my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've come to the point where there is no communication. We disagree on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about my kids, and there's issues going on now.
Like what?
I'm
gonna get
not
to the dinner
seeing my
bill she's
son.
suing
I am
for,
not
but-
seeing my son
That's
not?
your choice.
because of
That's your choice.
past problems.
She's withholding visitation?
No, sir.
She doesn't pursue him to come see me
She
because he
shouldn't.
is 15 years old. So
Well, he
she
knows.
figures, well, he has a choice now.
Absolutely. She
Right.
figures right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he's smoking pot because this is one of the issues I had when my kids
He's
went
likely
to
to
high
be.
school.
He's likely to be. A lot of 15-year-olds smoke pot.
I
What does that have
understand.
to do with them being able to say, I want to see my daddy or I don't?
That's right.
I'm asking
see-
you, what does that have to do?
You see,
He's not that high. Even when he's high off weed, he can determine that. He can be high as he want to be and determine whether he want to see you or not.
Right.
Plaintiff Susan Valentine says after being married to the defendant for 18 years, she discovered he was having a year-long affair with a prostitute.
Let's get to the dental bill, ma'am. He
My
admitted
children
that
have-
his 15-year-old doesn't want to see him, and he thinks it's because he's not adult enough to determine, and I think he is.
All my
In
children
fact,
have
all
turned
the
out
courts believe that,
at age 13.
correct, that
That's
they are
right.
capable of making the decision as to whether they want to visit with their parent
And
or
both
not.
of my oldest boys did the same thing. They didn't want to see him.
Good enough.
And my 15-yeorld, he chooses not to see him.
Right, we went over that. Let's get to the dental bill you're
Well,
suing him
this is
for.
the second time. My second child needs orthodontic services, and I got stuck paying the whole entire bill.
Okay, what did the divorce decree order?
Pretty much the same as our child support order that I have here to show you.
Let's see it.
And they're both highlighted.
And you tell me.
Both of us are supposed to maintain health insurance for the child. And if we do not have health insurance, the second page shows you all the rules. And the bottom one says that if you do not maintain or have, that you're responsible for the full amount.
Yep, says
So-
that.
I have a $4,850 orthodontist bill for my son. I notified him in August of 2009 about that, where he needed to go sign.
The new order says different, though.
Let's see your new order.
I don't have that.
Yeah, I know
with
you
me.
don't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I again notified him in
only way
March
to-
of 2010 that I'm done. You know, you need to do this.
Let me have the bills. What do you say, sir?
Here's these.
In defense.
The new order, which I don't have it in paper, states that my child support is so high, which she uses part of that to pay the insurance that she has for the child.
No, I don't.
That's what it reads. Mr. Groves, your child support is so high. That's what it says. You said, that's what you said it says.
Yes, I
that
did.
your child support is so high. It tells you that?
Well, I was told I pay the maximum for
Your
one
Honor.
child.
Your Honor,
You don't have this new order?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the order I do have.
Okay.
And that proves her case. And I don't believe you have a new order that says they believe you pay too much. If they believe you pay too much, they will reduce it. $2,425 for the plaintiff.
thank you. Take care of your children and don't give two hoots about what I do.
Well, just why don't you just
okay?
be a little more honest and stop
No, it
smoking
ain't got
pot
nothing
with
to be
Patrick.
honest with. It's
now
not your
Michael
children.
has
Your
seen-
children.
Yeah, you're right.
He doesn't want nothing to do with you.
You continue
Michael
smoking
wants nothing
pot.
to do with you because
can
you don't
you
do
really
nothing but
be
taking
honest?
the AA
No, you
meetings to
can't.
go meet girls.
No, you can't.
Take care of your kids.
Yeah, but see,
Whatever.
that's you got to start being honest with
I
yourself.
am honest with me.
first.
I am
No, you're
happily
not.
married. My children are
Not
good.
really.
I am good. When was the last time you seen your grandson? Huh? He's 4.
Like
you ain't
2
been to
weeks
one
ago.
birthday party of
2
his.
weeks ago.
You ain't been to one birthday
2
party.
weeks ago.
Yeah. He don't even know your
My
name.
grandson has nothing to do with this.